Hello everyone, I'm Wes, and welcome to Retro Console Repairs and Mods. On this channel we give old school consoles and handhelds some TLC, fresh upgrades, and slick mods. If you like what I do, please remember to smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, and share the video with everyone you know. Hello everyone. Sorry I've been away for a little bit here. I was a bit under the weather last week, and then this week I had gotten a bit busy with work, so I really didn't have a lot of time to work on things. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, I just don't really have a lot to work on at all right now. I've done a couple little things here and there, but on to the video at hand. So as you guys can see, I have a 32X sitting here. This is actually my own personal 32X. I picked up a couple of weeks ago. There's really no issues with it other than the fact that it did need a good cleaning when I first got it. And there was actually one component inside of here that was not working. I took care of that. But this video is actually going to be a bit of maintenance on this 32X. So what I am actually going to do in this video is we're going to recap this 32X of mine. And the main reason why I have the Genesis chilling here is because I want to make sure that everything works properly before I go ahead and recap this 32X. So in the 32X cap kit that I have from Console 5, there's also a there's an audio fix that goes along with this as well. So not only are we going to recap this, we're also going to perform an audio fix on it. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing tore down. And there you go. So here's our 32X all disassembled. So here's our cap kit from Console 5. There's a noise fix in here, as well as all the caps for the board. So what I'm going to use is my desoldering gun. So this makes this job a lot easier. If you don't have a desoldering gun, you can always use one of these solder suckers to desolder the capacitors here. You could use solder wick. You could just heat them up and pull you could just heat up the solder itself and pull the capacitor out. But I'm going to use my desolder gun here. For those of you that are interested in the last repair that I had to do on this, this is the component that I had to replace. So this is that component that I had to replace. It is a common choke. So the 32X would power on, but it wouldn't actually do anything. And that was because this common choke here was actually internally shorted. As soon as I plugged it in, I knew something was wrong with it because I could smell it. I could smell that something was getting hot in the board, so I immediately turned it off. And when I plugged it in on my bench here, I just used my thermal camera. If you don't have a thermal camera, you could just use some compressed air. It's basically a can of duster spray to spray that, like turn it upside down and spray the board, and it'll turn like a frosty white. And you just basically look for the component that was heating up, or you can use IPA and just look and see what actually is evaporating faster. but I do have a thermal camera, and I could see that this component right here was heating up. I used my multimeter to determine that this component was actually shorted because both sides were actually shorted to ground. So pretty easy diagnosis there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start replacing these capacitors, and we'll go from there. I know that this capacitor here is not in the kit, so this one does not get done. That looks like all of them. I don't know if any of the ones on the back here get changed. There is a capacitor here. CE2 is not on the list of ones to be replaced. Yeah, it doesn't look like... Oh, looks like C30. There's a C30 down here. This one actually does get replaced. This is actually a ceramic capacitor. This one will get changed out, but that one will come later. So I'm going to go ahead and get all the rest of these capacitors. I'm going to go ahead and get the capacitors back in this. We're going to start with this big cap here. Alright, so now for that last capacitor. That's going to be this ceramic capacitor. It's a C30. It's actually a capacitor. It sits right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put some fresh solder on it so I can get it to come off the board, and then I got a replacement ceramic capacitor here for it. Now I'm going to clean off whatever solder was left on those pads. That way I can put new solder down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply just a bit more flux here. I'm going to put solder on one pad. Unfortunately for me, I'm a lefty. So I'm just going to heat this up. Come on, stay there. There we go. And there we go. Let's get this board cleaned up and we'll get it back together. So one more thing I'm going to do before I put this back together is I'm actually going to put the tape back here where it was. I don't know if Sega put that on there for a reason. Maybe it touches the heat shield or something, or like the RF shield or something, and it's there to make sure it doesn't short out. But I'm going to use some Kapton tape and put back what was there. Alright, we got this all back together. Let's put it in the console and see if it works. All right, here we are. We're all back together again. Let's go ahead and turn it on. And there we go. All right, guys. My 32X is all recapped, along with the display and audio fixes. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all the next time.